대한민국 영어 감잡기 프로젝트 데미안과 함께하는 너쉬영북 시간입니다. 이번 시간은 9강 리딩입니다. 29쪽부터고요. 노란색하고 연두로 표시된 부분입니다. 주어가 노란색이고 그리고 연두가 동사입니다. 자, 들어갑니다. There was still a lot of time left. By a very devious route, I slipped through the little alleys of a changed town under a cloudy sky such as I had never seen before, past staring houses and people who eyed me with suspicion. Then it occurred to me that a friend from school had once found a tailor in the cattle market. I would gladly have gone down on my knees and prayed that God perform a miracle and let me make a similar find. But I had forfeited the right to pray. And in any case, mending the box would have required a second miracle. French Cromer spotted me from a distance, yet he approached me without haste and seemed to ignore me. When he was close, he motioned authoritatively for me to follow him, and without once turning back, he walked calmly down the straw grass and across the little footbridge until he stopped in front of a new building at the outskirts. There was no workmen about. The walls were bare, doors and windows were blanks. Cromer took a look around, then walked through the entrance into the house, and I followed him. He stepped behind the wall, gave me a signal, and stretched out his hand. "Have you got it?" he asked coolly. I drew my clenched fist out of my pocket and emptied my money into his flat, outstretched palm. He had counted it even before the last pfennig piece had clinked down. "That's 65 pfennigs," he said and looked at me. "Yes," I said nervously. "That's all I have. I know it's not enough, but it's all I have." "I thought you were cleverer than that," he scolded almost mildly. "Among men of honor, you've got to do things right. I don't want to take anything away from you that isn't the right sum. You know that. Take your pennies back. There. The other one, you know who, won't try to scale down the price. He pays up. But I simply don't have another pfennig. It's all I had in my bank." "That's your business, but I don't want to make you unhappy. You owe me 1 mark, 35 pfennigs. When can I have them?" "Oh, you'll get them for sure, Cromer. I just don't know when right now. Perhaps I'll have more tomorrow or the day later. You understand, don't you, that I can't breathe a word about this to my father?" "That's not my concern. I'm not out to do you any harm. I could have my money before lunch if I wanted, you know, and I'm poor. You wear expensive clothes and you're better fed than I. But I won't say anything. I can wait a bit. The day after tomorrow, I will whistle for you. You know what my whistle sounds like, don't you?" He let me hear it. I had heard it before. "Yes," I said, "I know it." He left me as though he'd never seen me before. It had been a business transaction between the two of us, nothing more. I think Cromer's whistle would frighten me even today if I suddenly heard it again. From now on, I was to hear it repeatedly. It seemed to me I heard it all the time. There was not a single place, not a single game, no activity, no thought which this whistle did not penetrate, the whistle that made me his slave, that had become my fate. Frequently, I would go into our small flower garden, of which I was so fond on those mild, colorful autumn afternoons, and an odd urge prompted me to play once more the childish games of my earlier years. I was playing, so to speak, the part of someone younger than myself, someone still good and free, innocent and safe. Yet into the midst of this heaven, always expected, yet horribly surprising each time, from somewhere, Chroma's whistle would erupt, destroying the game, crushing my illusions. Then I would have to leave the garden to follow my tormentor to wicked, ugly places, where I would have to give him an account of my pitiful finances and let myself be pressed for payment. The entire episode lasted perhaps several weeks, yet to me they seemed like years, an eternity. Rarely did I have any money, at most a 5 or 10 penny piece, stolen from the kitchen table when Lena had left the shopping basket lying around. Cromer upbraided me each time, becoming more and more contemptuous. I was cheating him, depriving him of what was rightfully his. I was stealing from him, making him miserable. Never in my life had I felt so distressed. Never had I felt more hopeless, more enslaved. 자, 여기까지 읽었는데요. 내용이 조금 우울한 내용이죠. 자, 오늘 영상이 여러분이 영어의 감을 잡는 데 도움이 된다면 구독, 좋아요로 알려주세요. 더 좋은 영상을 만드는 데 큰 힘이 될 것입니다. 여러분 감사합니다.